What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. And we are finally back for the final round of AOR Oceania F2 on Xbox One. Again, it is a late video, I do realise that, but it was done a couple of weeks ago anyway. But there is the championship standings on your screen right now. So Owens and myself have wrapped up the champion and second in the championship respectively. So basically all that's left is to crown third and the Constructors Champions. As you can see there, like I said in the last video, anybody from third down to seventh could win it. But the critical thing that weekend was that DT was not here. So basically Laggy, I think RAK and Zombie could possibly take third in the championship. Again, Zombie would need a miracle just to have any shot of getting it. Probably needs to win and hope some other guys fail. But just taking you through the qualifying laps here. First run, honestly, it was an absolute shocker. I just kept missing my braking points in every single part of the circuit. Even on the start of the lap, I managed to rectify that by the end. But it was an absolute shocker lap, I'll put it that way. End up, I think, somewhere in the 38s, which is very unlike me. But yeah, I mean, it's been a great season nonetheless, and I just want to take this opportunity to thank everybody that has taken part in Season 1. Of course, Season 2 of AOR Oceania is not too far away, and if you do want to sign up, I'll leave a link down in the description. You can sign up basically for PS4, you can sign up for Xbox One. Depends on whether you run assists or not. You'll be placed in those leagues, whichever way it is. So yeah, basically having a look through the sector times, we're actually the fastest in Sector 1, which I was very surprised about. But yeah, that laggy person is also at the Sector 2s and 3 times. But again, we come out behind my teammate, which I was getting pretty sick of because I've done this many a times throughout the season. But the really surprising thing was that Owens was down the order in 8th place after missing the last round in Brazil. And we were probably thinking in the party chat, maybe he hasn't had a lot of practice or something, or something. But as you'll see here, we're running on our second qualifying lap. Everything looks so smooth coming up through turn 3, 4, I think this was, and then coming into turn 5, going purple through this chicane again. It was a little better, but not brilliant. Then coming down the back straight down into the heavy turn 8. Picked up third gear early there just to try and get a bit more drive. Try not to lose the rear end. Did go purple again, but just made a little error going into turn 11. Probably compromised my lap, and you can see there Michi, I think it would look like Michi's name. I could be wrong, but possibly could have been Owens actually. But come across the line and we don't actually improve at all, which was very surprising for me. But again, Laggy now goes to the top on provisional pole for the time being, but there are a few more people to complete their laps, so that was pretty much me done for this qualifying session. Like I said, it wasn't brilliant, and we end up in P6 behind my teammate. So, like I said, it was literally probably one of the worst qualifyings I've ever done, besides maybe Malaysia. But it's going to be a long haul here again, and didn't have a real big lobby again at the last round, considering there's only 11 of us left. But getting to the race, it is Abu Dhabi. It doesn't rain anyway, but it changed up the strategy. It gave me the ultra soft to super soft, but I changed it around a little bit and put ultras to supers to ultras again, and just topped up the fuel tank as always. But we're here for the final round of the championship. 5 red lights. Let's go around Abu Dhabi, and it's a pretty average start compared to my teammate, who's got a pretty good start going into turn 1. Think about it going around the outside here. Actually, Spagwell had told me during the party chat he'd let me go, so he does indeed let me go. So we're now up into P5, but everything stays pretty much stationary for the time being. Now we're right behind Michi. It's Owens leading from that laggy person and Zombie. So it's still a possibility of someone going up the inside there, but wasn't really making a move. But as you come through turn 9, Michi just gets a little bit too much curb and runs very wide, and that was an easy P4 there. And now we're just going to chase after the top three to have now pulled away. You can see there Zombie putting a bit of pressure on that laggy person. Doesn't quite have enough in the end, but next thing for us is try and chase down these top guys. Just to maybe finish off the season on a high, because it has been a long season, let's put it that way. The last win was in Belgium, but Zombie went well and truly off the track there, and I caught a warning from the troubles there as well. It was out of the turn 3-4 section there. Somehow managed to get away with not even getting a scratch, but you see there Laggy runs a little bit wide coming out of turn 11 again. This is on lap 2, by the way. Yeah, everything stays stationary for the time being. As you can see there, setting fastest laps, possibly would have been Owens. And then all of a sudden Penske came out of nowhere to set the fastest lap of the race, but for Penske it didn't really last that long. But coming down into turn 8 again, there's a little bit of a lock up there, which probably lost me a little bit of ground to the top 3, but I was keen to get that back as soon as I can. You see a Zombie running very wide again, coming out of turn 12 and 13. Actually out of 13, I should say, but let's have a look at the replay from the pole sitter, Owens. Very nice start. Actually, Laggy shoved it up there, but Owens having none of that, and very easy lead into turns 2 and 3 and 4. That section, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Zombie's replay from the start. Looked okay. He's got that's Mitchie up the left-hand side. Gonna tuck in right behind. Use a little bit of extension. Probably try and go around the outside of that laggy person. No, doesn't quite have enough. So he has to slot back in. And as you can see there, this was the battle that was going on in front of me. Literally, he was putting a bit of pressure on. I dare say if he had DRS on lap 1 instead of when it comes on at lap 3, probably may have had a shot of getting laggy. But he holds off for the time being. It's under a little bit of a slide there for Laggy. Manages to hold on just. So, all right, now into position 4. We go back to Mitchie's start. Again, looked okay for Mitchie. Probably got the better jump than Zombie, but again, had the little compromise line. You can see these two up in front going a little bit sideways there, but Mitchie just slots in behind here. Just holds on the position, but you'll see here, when he comes across turn 9, probably takes way too much curb. Probably takes the what do you call it, the red sensor curve that you normally see in Formula 1, where you cut it, you get your lap time invalidated or whatnot. Now back we go to DJR TP17. Poor old Penske started dead last. Didn't have the best qualifying session, but around exit donor had a shocker. It's LRT Velocity. Look how wide Penske's going, using every single bit of track. Made a little bit cheeky there was Penske, but he got the job done on LRT Velocity, which is of course R8K. But yeah, that was an interesting start, I must say. But now he's going to put a little bit of pressure here on Kaiwas. Going to have a look here up the inside, and he might make it stick. No, Kaiwas has got a bit more momentum, using every single bit of runoff road here. And I think he did get it done in the end. But look at that. Oh, dear me. I think that may be the other McLaren of Da Joker. This is his last race for the time being in this series. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happened there. But Penske got a little bit caught up. This is lap 3 with my teammate, and he's lost part of his front wing. Now, back we go to Da Joker. A good start, shoves it up the inside of his teammate, but backs out of it there. There goes Penske off to the right of your screen, and he'll come back. Oh, that was very close between Joker and LRT Velocity, or R8K. I've got to get used to that one of these days, but literally Joker's going to leave nothing on the table here in his last race. He'll shove it down the inside here, thinks about it. Nope, it doesn't quite have enough here, but you'll see here, it goes for the move on his teammate. Does he have enough for Penske? Not quite, but does get his teammate, so he's up into P8. I think that is. So, pretty good start now. This is what happened between him and Penske. This goes a little bit, probably a bit too deep there into that corner, and yeah, somehow manages to survive all of that. That was exit donor, I think, in the Williams, who also had a bit of a shocker as well. Here's the replay again, another one from LRT Velocity. His start was okay compared to my teammate. That's actually my teammate there, but he barged him a little bit wide there. Gave him a little bit of front wing damage. Here goes Penske. There he is, off to the right. But from here on in, he just had a big lot of understeer, and I think he'll drop back down to the rear of the grid here. Takes the compromise line here. Lets Exodona go through. Probably not intentional, but he's going to try and push it back up the inside here of Exodona. Again, Exodona is lagging a little bit, but see if he can get a good run here going into turn 8. Exodona just still lagging all over the place. Let's see if he can dive it up here to the inside. It's going to be a little late braking. Exodona just shoves it in there on, I think that's Ikawas. He'll actually get it done as well. Ikawas probably took a little bit too much curb going into that corner, but he might have LRT Velocity. Might have a look here at turn 11. Let's see what he does here. Going to go very deep into the turn here. Manages to slow it up and get the job done. I don't know how the hell he did that, but now this is what happened. That's Exodona still lagging all over the joint here. You can probably tell that dare say LRT Velocity would not have been too happy there, but this is what Zombie's view looked like when he went flying through this section. My God, that is dangerous there, and very lucky not to cop any more damage there. But again, back we go to LRT Velocity, who's still battling with a laggy Exodona. Actually, what runs wide at a turn 14. And I think he's probably going to box this lap. Yes, he is. Oh, no. A guy that possibly could have fought for third in the championship, that may be out the window now. He's going to come in, change the front wing. And what tyres are he going to put on here? Soft tyres. So I'm not sure he can get to the end on this set of tyres, but he's going to give it a crack, I may say. Maybe put on the ultras a little bit later. But once this is probably when he came out of the pits. It was probably not the greatest line, but just some unknown reason it just didn't work, whatever it was. But copped a 3-second time penalty and damaged his front wing again. So you're literally using every bit of extension road, as you can see there. But his race has just gone downhill fast. Now back we go to Joker. There was a bit of an incident, you may have seen the yellow flags, but that was actually Exodona, I think, may have had a bit of a moment here. That's his teammate Kaiwas up in front there, and going very deep, and Exodona makes a little mistake there. That's let Kaiwas through there. It's very wide again, so Exodona is under a little bit of pressure, and Joker's going to shove it up the inside here. He pushes him wide. I think Exodona used every single bit of road there, and I think he may have boxed at the end of that lap anyway, but this was a crucial moment for Zombie Hunter. Unfortunately, he's hit the wall like what LRT Velocity had just done. So now he's got front wing damage. This is what it looked like from my point of view. When I saw that, I was querying whether he got any front wing damage, and simple answer to that was yes. Now, again, we're using the plenty of replay actions here, I can tell you. Back again, LRT Velocity with Exodona battling hard for final point in this race. Up the inside. No, not quite. This probably went in a little bit too deep there, and easy spot for Exodona. Now, Michi's in early. I think this was on lap 6, so this is very early for Michi. Again, probably trying the undercut like he did back in Mexico, but it worked out very well for him there. And super softs go on for him, so definitely going for the 2-stop. Easy stop there, but again, and Penske follows him as well. It'll be interesting to see, because Penske did a very long run in the other league races that we take part in. So he's going to change the front wing and put on soft tyres. Going to be a long 20-odd lap stint to get these tyres home. But knowing Penske, he can do literally anything in this car. And LRT Velocity's back in again to change the second front wing and put it back on the ultra soft tyres. Now that was a bit interesting there. Probably maybe should have gone for the super softs, but that may have just been me. I maybe have my own opinions on some things, but you can just see in front of us on lap 6, so Zombie's just really struggling with that front wing damage. it's affecting him a hell of a lot here, and it's not too far away where we possibly could make the move. Not really quite down here, but should have DRS going down this back straight, coming down into the fast turn 8. Let's see what straight line speed we've got compared to Zombie with Rich Mix as well. Gaining a little bit more. We're gaining a lot more here. We're going to have a look down the inside. It's very late. Zombie leaves us the room there. And we actually go right round the outside and get the spot. So I was actually very surprised there. I would have thought Zombie may have fought a little bit harder. But again, the front wing damage is the replay from his point of view. So he just runs wide there and gave us the room. But just backs out of it a little bit and lets us go by. So that lets us have a bit of fresh air so we can try and catch Owens and that laggy person have pulled away a little bit. You can see coming through this section here, get a little bit taily through here. But that was just me trying to push on to see if we can catch these two up ahead. Here we come. Owens pits on lap 7.
He's carried on.
As you can tell there, he definitely has carried on as well as I have. You'll see in a minute. Super softs for him, so 2 stops definitely going for him. So he didn't record his sound as well. So and Zombies followed him as well. Now he's going to be changing the front wing, I dare say. Yes, he is. Super softs going on for him, so maybe a little bit longer stop for Zombie, but. This is going to be definitely a hard ask to get third in the championship now. But like I said, myself and Laggy, we continued on for, I think, 1 more lap at least, while the others pitted. So there's probably a good opportunity to see if we can maybe try and get the overcut of both of us, if anything, as my teammate actually comes in. And I think he may have got a little bit of damage coming into the pit lane, but replay. Mitchie going very deep there. This is actually after the pit stops. So he is right behind Owens on a pretty much fresher, well, when I say fresher, his tyres are warmed up here, and this is probably why this probably helped us out a little bit, because Owens got caught up a little bit with traffic. When I say traffic, I mean the Joker, who's actually not pitted yet, but he's going to try right around the outside here at the second last corner and gets it done. And I think Joker actually came in at the end of that lap anyway, but we cut back a bit further up, and myself and Laggy, we are in the pits. So currently, here we go. We're going to put the super soft tyres on. Not in my mind was the soft tyre was going to be a part of this race. It probably was for some guys, but not for others. And Laggy does put the super softs on as well. So as we come out of the pit lane here, I love this part of the track going underneath the circuit. And as we come back out, we're actually going to pop in behind Mitchie, who again's done that undercut there. We just run a little bit wide, and that was probably a little bit harsh, I feel. Getting a warning for, that's now a second warning there, but now it's got to chase after Mitchie here. Just lock up a little bit coming into near the hotel section. Laggy sets the fastest lap of the race, but we beat that easily by not much, a couple of tenths really, but this turn 12-13 section, then there's my 3-second time penalty. It was coming. I knew it was coming. Just where on the circuit. But this part of the chicane was really where most of the troubles were for corner cutting. I just cut it a little bit. It didn't really look like much, but here's LRT Velocity back again. Super soft tyres going on this time, so should be able to make it to the end. And another replay back on board with Joker. This is his teammate Kairos battling with Penske. Kairos runs a little bit wide there. He's on soft tyres, so I think he's trying the one stop here. But Joker gets the move done here and up into P9. So takes us to about lap 16. There's LRT Velocity, who's now officially a lap down. So that's definitely third in the championship. Ruled out for him. But definitely still on for Mitchie and Laggy to possibly get third. I think Laggy possibly has to win this race. We'll have to wait and see. But it took us to about lap 16, like I said, just to catch up to Mitchie, whose tyres I think are starting to wear out a little bit. You see, get a good run. There's the little mistake that we needed. So there's a little tail wag there, and we're going to have to go right around the outside, coming into this turn 11 section, and we get it done pretty easy there. So pretty easy move, and we're back up onto the podium. And yeah, we pretty much just started to pull away a bit more. We had a little bit fresher rubber compared to Mitchie, but here's the replay again. As you'll see coming through this section, gets that dreaded curb again that curtailed him on the first lap when we got past him earlier. But here we go, right around the outside. He's just watching us go by. Plenty of straight line speed we've got, and yeah, made it pretty simple there. Mitchie slot back into P4, and yeah, we're starting to pull away. But back we go with Penske. It was a little bit of a close call with him and Joker, and unfortunately for Joker, it's not ended well there. This is what it looked like from Joker's view. I think he just went in a little bit too deep here. Yeah, big time too deep, and he's lost part of his front wing as well. So, and nearly tangled with his teammate. That would have been a little bit awkward. But yeah, I mean, yes, he is trying. This is his final race for a little bit, but he's giving it his all here in his final race. Again, corner cutting at that second last corner there, but lap 18. Tyres weren't too bad. Maybe could have pushed them maybe a little bit more, but lap 19 we go, and Mitchie's now in for his second stop now. So he's come in one lap earlier than any of us, except for Penske, who's probably continued on. But ultra softs for him. It's going to be a long, 9-odd lap stint. But again, we cop another warning through that section, and that's a second 3-second time penalty. So now up to 6. Now we go back. We go to Spagbol, who's really battling here with Penske around the outside there. Might have a bit more trouble up his sleeve because that's Kai was not right behind. But tell you what, hasn't got too much straight line speed. He might have a look back up the inside of Penske. Yes, he does. It was very deep there into turn 11, and gets the spot back off Penske. He's holding on 7th here. This may be good for constructors anyway. But now Owen's back into the lane for his second and final pit stop for this season. And it's going to be ultra softs as always. Pretty simple stop there from Mercedes, and away he goes. So again, I stayed out for a one more lap, and so did Laggy. So we're trying to maybe get a little bit fresher rubber here, and I mean, what more can I say? Turn 12 was just, I was just not getting it right anyway, but in the end we do tell our engineer we're going to box this lap anyway. Now back we go with Spagbol, who's just put on fresh rubber. Going to make a comeback through the field here. Exodona's trying the one-stop strategy here, I think, because he's on the soft tyres, but just look at that straight line speed. Plenty of it from a teammate. Makes this pretty simple. Up to 6th place he goes, so getting plenty of points for those constructors as anything's possible. But yeah, finally Laggy and myself, we finally come in for our final pit stops for this season. There's going to be ultra softs for both of us here. And as the Force India's in as well, we just literally come out ahead of, I think that might have been Zombie, but we'll see his replay in a second. And Mitchie's showing his pace at the moment as well. But we just literally come out just ahead of Zombie. Ultra softs for him as well. Pretty much nearly like what happened with Penske and myself at Brazil in the last round. But Mitchie showing his pace at the current moment. We come out behind our LRT velocity. It just lets us go pretty easily there, and I thank him for that. Didn't really muck around there, so he's well and truly out of the points. And possibly for, like I said, third in the championship. That was not a great corner there as we come on the lap 22. Didn't lose us, probably lost us a little bit, but again, another lock-up, getting close to Mitchie there. Probably curtailed me a little bit. I probably would have caught Mitchie maybe a little bit sooner rather than later, but it took us till lap 25 before we actually do catch up to Mitchie, and we start to put a little bit more pressure on him here. Let's see what DRS kind of speed we've got here, and Rich Mix up the sleeve. dive bomb here up the inside, taking that compromised line, but Michi just holds on. See if we can get a good run here through the chicane. No, holds on for the time being. See what we can do coming into this hotel section. Turns 17. Get a pretty good run through here, but try as late as I could, but I can't be held up behind Michi for too long because I got Zombie right up my rear end. So you can just see there that Michi's tyres, I think, are starting to go away here, and it won't be too long. But we cut now to lap 26. Now we're going to take this long back straight here, trying to get a good run here. Should make this pretty easy here. Got DRS as well. Still plenty of rich mix up her sleeve, and Michi just pulls to the left. And just look at the straight line speed, make it pretty simple there. And get the move done effectively back up onto the podium. So we could get back-to-back podiums again for the first time this season. But you can see here Michi went very late into this corner. Ever so little tab, copped the 3-second time penalty, but actually did lose the spot to Zombie. So I said I couldn't be held up behind Michi for too long because I knew Zombie was coming. But you can see there, just gave a little tap there, and our Zombie didn't get any damage from that. I have no idea, but he has less penalties than me, so that was probably why I was more concerned about it. Owens is getting a little bit taily there out of that corner, and you can see just how much pressure Zombie's putting me under here, because I think he's only got a 3-second time penalty compared to what I have with 6. But it's really pushing me hard, but I'm keeping him behind me as much as I can and try and break the slipstream he tries to get on us, but I don't think he really does till the end here on the final lap of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And I must say, it's been great battling all these guys throughout the season. This is what racing is all about here, and as we come through that chicane, I think I'm getting onto the borderline. I'm nearly getting 9 seconds worth of penalties. You can tell I was pretty worried at this stage, but back we go with Joker. You see their LRT velocity. I did look back at his footage, and he was already doing his burnout. So his season's effectively finished, I think. So I think we all pretty much want to do burnouts in the end, but we come across the line. It's Owens who's going to win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Laggy in second. Hopefully we finish in third, and I think we do because Zombie did cop a penalty right near the end of the race. But here comes Penske in ninth. Does the same sort of finish he does in Brazil. Love the way he does it, but doesn't really matter. It is the end of the season. But there you go. That is the final podium for this season. And what can you say about Owens? He's just been dominant. Like I said in the previous few videos, I don't think he's been outside the top 5 at all this season. And compared to myself, we've had a pretty much up and down season. Laggy's been on the pace as well ever since he joined in Brazil. But yeah, there you go. There's the final results on your screen. So it's Owens, Laggy, and myself. Zombie in 4th. I think, who was that in 5th? I can't really see. Michi, actually. That's my teammate back in 6th. 7th is Kaiwas. 8th is Penske. Exodona 9th, and Joker in 10th. But there's the final standings on your screen. So DT manages to hold on to finish 3rd in the championship. Laggy just misses out by 1 point. Michi is effectively 5th. Zombie in 6th there. RAK, Kaiwas, Penske, and Spagbol. But constructors, Mercedes are champions only just. Literally, probably DT not racing probably cost Sauber in the end, who finished up in 3rd. We finished in 2nd, so not too bad. Force India in 4th. Renault in 4th. Force India 5th. Haas and McLaren. Williams and Toro Rosso. I'm not sure exactly which way that should be, but it doesn't really matter. And Red Bull in 10th. So if you want to know the rest of the championship standings, is that Matt finished 11th on 14 points. Exodona finished 12th on 10 points. Ruthnik Burr finished 13th on 8 points. Hyperdace in 14th on 3 points. The Joker in 15th on 2 points. And Schulte to Aussie is 16th with not a single point. And all the other drivers that took part this season are Preet Singh got 65 points. Deathbro got 6 points before he moved up to F1. Christos got 5 points before he got banned from AOR. Lockie got 2 points. And Gibbo and Formula Drakes didn't get a single point because they got blacklisted. So, yeah, what can I say? It's been a fantastic season. Thank you again to everybody. That's pretty much it. What more can I say? Please make sure you smash that like button. Comment down below on what you thought of this season. And I'll leave the playlist to go check out the playlist of the whole season of AOR. You will not be disappointed throughout this whole season. It's been great battling all these guys. I thank everybody again. And for the moment, guys and girls, it is goodbye. And I'll see you all next time. And be sure to follow me on social media as well. Goodbye.